Hello, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your September the 11th just for today in a meditation. I'm sort of chuckling here. This is the fifth take on this particular meditation. I just hope that you enjoy the world out of this one. September 11th, bend with the wind. We learn to become flexible. As new things are revealed, we feel renewed. That comes from our basic text, page 102. Flexibility was not a part of the vocabulary we used in our using days. We'd become obsessed with the raw pleasure of drugs and hardened to all the softer, subtler, more infinitely varied pleasures of the world around us. Our disease had turned life itself into a constant threat of jails, institutions, and death, a threat against which we hardened ourselves all the more. In the end, we became brittle. With the merest breath of life's wind, we crumbled at last, broken, defeated, with no choice but to surrender. But the beautiful irony of recovery is that in our surrender, we found the flexibility we had lost in our addiction, the very lack of which had defeated us. We regained the ability to bend in life's breeze without breaking. When the wind blew, we felt its loving caress against our skin, where once we would have hardened ourselves as if against the onrush of a storm. The winds of life blow new airs our way each moment, and with them, new fragrances, new pleasures, varied, subtly different. As we bend with life's wind, we feel and hear and touch and smell and taste all it has to offer us. And as new winds blow, we feel renewed. Just for today, higher power, help me bend with life's wind in glory in its passing. Free me from rigidity. Free me from rigidity. Excuse me. You know, family, this is a meditation that I want to make sure that I just want to be 100% authentic with you. This is a meditation that I'm struggling with from the perspective of perfectionism, wanting to make sure I deliver to you the very best that I can, but not being in my very best shape. So forgive me for any misspoken words here, but I don't want to retape it out of fear that I just won't redo it at all, okay? So let's just mark today as a day that Mighty Stream is struggling just a little bit. But I want to make sure I share this moment with you, okay? And I hope that you can just appreciate that. September 11th is a very special day in the history here in my country. I want to take a moment of silence followed by the weave version of the Serenity Prayer. Let's take that moment of silence now. And as we take that moment of silence, let's take a moment, hold it for those that were lost in 9/11, 2001, and for those of us who as addicts were affected in some kind of way by those losses. Everything in our life changed. So let's take that moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. What a beautiful meditation. Bend with the wind. For some reason, this year it's hitting me a little bit different, but we need to be flexible. And a lot of times we're more flexible than we give ourselves credit for. Many of us have had the rigidity of just being an addict, the things that came with that made us very fragile in many ways. And so we didn't adjust very well. A lot of times the rigidity, we were just so stiff and so set in our ways and so set in what we had to have, when we had to have it, in the way that we had to have it. And we didn't care who we plowed over to get to what we needed, which was one more fix right now so that we can cope with whatever we thought we needed to cope with. Many of us have come into the program and found that we're powerless, accepted that we're powerless, began to approach the concept and the idea that we're powerless over people, places, and things. And our rigidity begins to change into something more subtle, something supple that is more able to bend and to be molded and different than what we're used to, how we came in. We realized that if we didn't surrender this rigidity, if we didn't surrender being stuck in our ways, having to have everything our way, that we would break absolutely beyond recognition, that we needed to allow ourselves to adjust to the wind of life as it would blow in different directions, and not throw temper tantrums, not have to go get high, not have to cuss anyone out, not quitting, not refusing to show up when things aren't going our way. We learned that all of those things that we used to do no longer work for us here in recovery anymore. And that when things do not go our way, when the life sends us a wind or a change, when life sends us changes, we're able to adjust. Sometimes we just sit back and say, let it blow by. Sometimes we say, I need to gear up for this because this is going to be something that's going to require a lot of adjustment in my life. The loss of a loved one, a child, a relationship, a relapse. I need to change something. But the only thing we found that we could really successfully impact with change was ourselves. And we've done that through recovery. Here's what I want for you today. This just for today says, higher power, help me bend with life's wind and glory in its passing. Free me from rigidity. That's what I want for all of us today. I'm sensing something so deep in my spirit that it has me at the verge of tears. And I just want to say, if that's you out there struggling with the way life is unfolding for you, just remember, you don't have to use no matter what. People can say things, people can do things, people can bail on you, people can blame you. All of the things that sometimes equate to not going our way or shining the light on us in a favorable way, all of those things, they pass. They pass. They pass with you high, and they pass without you being high. The difference in the two is that when they pass with you high, the complexity of it is still there when you come to your right mind. Now, when they pass with you not high, they are dealt with in a manner that when they are resolved, they are finished. You don't have to revisit it. You don't have to clean it up. You don't have to excuse yourself. You don't have to live with guilt and shame. None of that. The weight of it is a lot lighter when you deal with it not high. We have a choice to make. And today I want for you to choose September 11th. I want for you to choose to bend with life's wind and enjoy the process. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. Have a beautiful day on purpose.